Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of XDC APAC Podcast. My name is Sonny Mohanty. I'm the head of ventures and ecosystem building at XDC Network. So, this podcast, XDC APAC Podcast, is a part of the XDC Acceleration Program. Today, we are here in Singapore at the Token 2049 week. And this is apparently my last podcast with the founder, one of the founders who made it to the finalist of the XDC 1080 cohort, Ola Wealth. Hi, welcome Jason, who is the co-founder of Ola Wealth, to this podcast. First of all, I'd like to thank you for making it to the XDC Acceleration Program and managing to complete the launch of your application onto the XDC Mainnet. Thank you so much. Maybe let's have a quick round of introduction about yourself and Ola Wealth.
Sure. Thanks for the invitation, and we are excited to launch on XDC Network as well. And a quick introduction, I'm Jason Chen, the co-founder and CEO of Ola Wealth, and I'm a data scientist, ex-Binance, working on structured product, and we have a team in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and we're expanding to Singapore as well. And we are a team of 10 people, all quant. And so we have no marketing basically. We just from back end to front end, we do it all by ourselves.
Wow. Did you say a team of 10 people?
Yeah, a team of 10 people.
All quants.
All quants.
Amazing. Wow. So you're based out of all of you are based out of Hong Kong.
Hong Kong and Taiwan.
Hong Kong and Taiwan. I missed it. Yeah. So you're traveling to Singapore for this Token 2049 and the demo day.
Yes, correct.
How is it going for you guys? Like this week is packed with events, a lot of side events, like more side events than the main event. How your experience has been so far?
I've been to Singapore for 3 times. I mean, Token 204 for 3 times.
Yeah.
And every year is getting better and better and more headache and more hustle because this week we have 700 events, side events, not even just the main event. So it's pretty much more going on. In the past, we're not talking about AI, we're not talking about data. It's mainly infrastructure, it's mainly on DeFi. Now it's more than that. So we're so excited to see the industry is really growing, and we love to engage and network with more partners, teams, and so on.
Yeah, I think that's the best part when I hear from founders, projects that, we came to this event conference and we took back a lot than we expected. Like it's not just focused on one particular area, but it's a holistic experience. And you obviously managed to make, connections, meaningful connections that can help you with your project, right? So that's the beauty about Token 2049, right? Coming to the demo day, and how was your experience and what was the feedback that you got? And did you manage to get any make any meaningful connections through that demo day?
It does, because RWA is a new concept to the world and also to the crypto industry. Because in the past, without cryptocurrency or tokenization, assets is assets.
Yeah.
But when we come to crypto industry, we have a new term called real world asset to bring the real world assets into the
blockchain.
Blockchainization happens to make it more transparent and so on. So it's a new concept. So when people come to our demo day, we talk, we engage, and see what do we do with XDC Network and what kind of real world assets that we actually can our tech stack can contribute into it. So that's quite meaningful because we not just making connection with AI people, DeepIn people, but more on the Web2 people as well. Because I think that's the beauty, to bring Web2 people to really get into Web3. That's one of the key media.
Okay, now coming to the product itself, we would like to probably give our viewers and listeners a simplified version of what you are building, so that we can, they can get most out of this discussion. So tell me something about Ola Wealth, what you're doing with that, and what's your roadmap? What have you built? What are the different modules, and who is the target audience?
I just try to keep it short. Ola Wealth is Algo trading marketplace where we allow signal providers, quant traders to publish their trading strategies and trading signals on the public marketplace. And we have a blockchain and we have a rewarding system to allow them, when they monetize their trading expertise to anyone who subscribe to Algos and signals. It can be retail investors, it can be institutional investors. They will get a certain rewards in a transparent and trustworthy infrastructures. So that's what Ola Wealth is doing. And on the other hand, we have recently launched a Telegram application called Better Wealth. So
What?
it's based
Better World.
Better Wealth.
Okay.
So it's just basically an AMM prediction market protocol, and it allows people to bet on KOL's insights and signals. So let's say there's a KOL with 100,000 K users or followers on their Twitter. They post something bullish or bearish on a particular token.
Okay.
And the AI will detect the sentiment and we will convert it, become a binary options, and then they can do the betting on that. So that's how the entire game is doing. But the beauty of how do we relate that to AI is the user reactions to the KOL will calculate the recency, frequency, and monetary. So how likely that signal will impact to the market and how likely our users will react on those, and all will be managed and calculated by the AI. And that's how we collect different kinds of endpoints and data points from the end users. So in the past 6 weeks, we have achieved more than 200,000 users and all on Telegram.
Basically, you are using all the technology, leveraging to your advantage. You have AI for the signals, then you have the blockchain component as well, right? So all built in-house?
Yeah, all built in-house.
Okay, and IP is with you.
Yeah, we do. Thanks for mentioning that we do have an IP, and because I invent a mechanism to manufacture algorithms. So when we have approaching to the market, we have several factors that we can take considerate: macro data, price pattern, and token data, and so on and so forth. So everybody has their own way to trade, and we have the system to calculate and evaluate which factors are most significant and most trustworthy at the time when we trade on a particular token. So this is a patent, a US patent that I built at the moment.
Coming over to the acceleration program, the XDC acceleration program, tell me something like how did you come to know about this acceleration program? What made you to join this program, and why XDC Network? Why are you building on XDC Network?
Real world assets is the future. I think that's one of the key part of great potential to bring. I won't say always say bring Web 2 to Web 3. I would say is expand the influence of Web 3 to more people who need this technology. And in the past, before I found Ola Wealth, I was working on digitalization of banks, financial services industry as a data scientist. And I find it very difficult for Web 2 people, even for Web 2 people, to embrace technology. And that's why when I hear that, cryptos, and I want to do something that really can impact and bring more influence to the industry. And RWA is one of the things that we can see is important. And when it comes to finding a partner or finding the support or backer that who can do this together, layer one is the key target to or key partner to work together. They have the resources, they have the ecosystem, they can build together, and the solution that we provide is more like an accelerator or a facilitator for all kinds of projects who need users, who need activities, and who need trading volumes. So we are looking for all these kind of layer one who have the same or similar visions, and then we build on top of that and serve other projects in the same cohort, especially because of this accelerator program.
So now this program with this XDC 1080 program consisted of 4 or 5 masterclasses. Some were based in Singapore, some were virtual. So how was your, what was your reaction when you heard that some of them were going to be in a different country and you have to travel out?
I think for the remote section, I'm getting used to it all the time because we're in crypto, we're all remote. So I think it's fine. But for the physical one, I mean, the offline one, I love it. I love the vibe with the team. And because we are launching a vault, we're releasing a vault on XDC Network, allow all the airdrops holders or pre-TG projects to do airdrops, to restake their airdrops on the vault. And we use the Algo strategies to create volumes, to trade better, to exit properly. And I talked about this with our XDC folks and in the same cohort and other startup. They love it, and we have a partnership. We're going to do that together because everybody has their listing plan, and this is why I'm so excited we can meet in person, because that's how the relationship can become solid and do something together. And we have to stay together for entire 2 weeks almost, and including this week. And so the bonding is strong, and I love the vibe that we're having.
I was so surprised in a good way when I saw each one of you are meeting in person. I mean, obviously made it in person, right? You know, you have Hope from Yatiba who flew all the way from Chile, right? And then you've flown all the way from Hong Kong, and there was somebody that flown all the way from the Saudi Arabia, right? So that shows the commitment, that shows the passion that you're building, right, on top of XDC Network. So really commendable. And congratulations for making it to the top 8 and building on XDC Network. I think that is complete now, which is a milestone completed.
Yeah, it's an important milestone because, as mentioned, we have the vault and we are EVM compatible. It's just like XDC, and then we can expand this influence to any other chain in the future if possible. But the first one is always the most important, and that's why we gather with all XDC FOBs and other accelerator projects together as a cohort and launch it together, and then it will become we hope it will become a blast and serve as like a first and important achievement for us.
Coming to your journey so far, right? Like obviously you started with cryptos or Web3 somewhere after you've worked in banking or financial sector. So what were your struggles or obstacles when you tried to put this, A, the idea, Ola Wealth, building this company, and B, putting a team together? How did you manage to convince your co-founders or team members, oh, this is something is going to be huge tomorrow, right? I trust this. This is my vision. And what were those struggles or obstacles, and how did you overcome them?
How do I come up with this idea is because I studied at business school, and I learned about Bitcoin since 2016, and my first Bitcoin is 2017. And at that time, I used my AI or technology to work, because I study and work at a company in US. And that's how I become a data scientist, because I graduated from business school. Right. And I know, AI is the future, big data is so cool. Yeah. And why don't I just use this technology and the skill set I have to do investment and do trading? So I start building stuff for myself. So that's how I know about indicators, AI models, and build the signals and so on to automate my trade. Because I have my day job and I want to trade on cryptos. And the market is 24/7. There are a lot of pump and down, a lot of these kind of things happen. So I want to build something that help myself. And since after I joined Binance and worked for a while, and I see the market is really having a great potentials, but I want to build that on-chain instead of really just do that off-chain, and to make more influence and more agile, because at that time, at the space is still not fully regulated, and people can come in and join easily. So that's how we come up with this idea. But how do I manage the team and to convince people when you're saying, I don't. I basically don't, because I just tell them what I want to do, and I will listen to their opinion. I would say, this is the direction we should go. This is the direction, and there's the thing that we should do. And I just pick people who are good at doing that, because I can't do all the things by myself. And let's say the front end, maybe I would just doing the drawing, and they will tell me, oh, this is not that good, and then blah blah blah, and then they have the expertise to come in. So I love to work with senior people, and they have the experience, they can advise you from time to time. But I think as long as the visions and the direction is in line, everything will go as expected, and we can deal with all unexpected things altogether. So instead of spending time to convince someone to build something for you, I would just simply to find someone have the same visions, have the same have the good capabilities to do it together. So that's basically the way I do, and with my co-founders and the team.
Great. I mean, you managed to, in fact, what I see, managed to sell your ideas to them without actually selling it.
Yeah.
They obviously they trust your vision, right? That's why you're together.
Because we are all in the industry for a few years, and they might not see what I saw, but they see something that I might not see as well. So we exchange idea, and then we have the experience in anywhere, other like quant, hedge fund, other stable coin company, and so on. So we just respect each other, and then we know investment, trading, AI signals is something that everybody wants. And so we just love to build together. So there's nothing conflict about the direction of visions, but most conflict that will happen on what should we build like technically, and how the algorithm design, and what shall we launch. Say we have the vote coming up, which Algo that we should use at the first place. So it becomes like a product management, user interview, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to in that part, we have some conflicts, we have some personal opinion. But then what will I do usually? Or just say, let's go back to focus on the facts and the data. We all just look at the data, and then we make the decision. So sometimes I was wrong, and then when I look in the data and the results, and then that's how we deal with the
brainstorming.
conflicts.
Basically, you have to brainstorm with your team. You have to agree to disagree sometimes, or maybe agree, or take their views. Right? That's how you learn from each other, share ideas. Right? Okay. Fundraising is a very tough part, but a very integral part of a startup. Right? You have to constantly fundraising. So what are your strategies you have in place for the next maybe 18 months in terms of fundraising, staying relevant, sustainable, and also acquire user base, customers as well. That's key, right, for the next 3 to 5 years. So is that you who is doing all the strategies? You have a team, and what are those strategies that you have in place?
For us, we are very practical. We build the product first instead of raising money first. And that's a little bit opposite from most other projects. But we got the support from different incubators and government support, research funds, and universities. So they give us a grant. So that we build a product, we build the algos, we file the patents, or with the subsidy and so on. So we have the product, and we start go to market, and at this process, and we raise some fund because the product it works. And the algo has its tractions. It has been running for 2 years, 60% APY, and the max drawdown is below 11%. So the Sharpe ratio is also good, like between 2 to 3. So it's not a bad number. And we also have some strategies serving the institutional client from since half a year ago. And then the result is not bad, like a 30% APY and so on. So we, with these tractions and the facts and data, we are not that difficult to convince or to attract capitals to join and to support us. Because what we are doing is really deploying the algo to serve people from all walks of life with different risk appetite. Retail user, we give them algo vote. Or institutional players, we give them a 0.4 max drawdown strategies with a 30 or 20% APY, and they're happy. And so we have the capability to serve this kind of thing. And that's how we convince or please to show that we are golden egg that you should join and you should help us. And in that process, I'm not just showing off to tell them we are so good or we will build something great, but we also tell them about what we need. What are the difficulties that we're having? We want the investors not just the money. We want the support, the resources. It's more than just the monetary support, but also how can we become stronger and more influential to the market. As mentioned, the vision that we're having is to help the user to tackle all kinds of difficulties along the investment journey. So from how do they understand the market, how do they enter the market, to execute trading or to exit from the trade automatically, we have to take care of all those. And even the post-trade services, we have the AI like the co-pilot to tell them, why this AI or why this algo is doing this trade. We have a simple one-liner or report to tell them as well. So that's the thing that we're building. So when we talk to investors, we're saying, we need this support, we need that support. We need to talk to more startups in this area or in that area so that they can help us to line up. So it's more strategic.
So you've got everything strategically planned for the investors. Great. Coming to XDC, how smooth it was for you to onboard your application, and what kind of support did you get from the team?
Well, basically full suites.
Okay.
It's a full suite support because we work all remotely for the tech. My tech is all in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the tech team. I don't know where is the tech team, but I believe in some based in Singapore. I met some in person these days, and finally, but we finished the entire integration. So that's the beauty, and we got everything done in just a few days. To be frank, and the conversation and the engagement in the group chat is fast and responsive. So we're happy to have that support. And basically, it's not just on chain the deployment, but we also connect to all DEX related. So XDC team also helped to do the intro, to bring in the team in the group to talk together. So that's also very helpful and much appreciate that for this.
Yeah, because listing on XSwap is obviously, one of the milestones that all the startups have a part of this cohort, and I think you've nailed it. Glad to know that you're getting all the support. That's where, I would pitch in if there are some gaps. So yeah, good to know. That's all good. Okay, so you were talking, obviously you'd be in the coming months to years, you'd be reaching out to investors, you'd be reaching out to the ecosystem for partnerships as well while you are growing, and your solution is ready. So if somebody wants to reach out to you, where can they find you?
On our Twitter, on our Telegram.
What's the Twitter handle?
Ola Wealth _XYZ.
Okay.
And they can reach us out on Twitter, or they can ping me. My Twitter name is Jason the Quant. They can just search me on there, and then we can reach out and chat.
There you go. If you want to reach out to anybody, would like to collaborate with Ola Wealth, Jason, here you go.
Or maybe find Sonny for XDC. They can reach us out. Because for those who have going to have TGE soon, and they can find us, we can have a post TGE support. Because we have the vault. We provide structured product for your end user. We're collecting. We give incentive for your holder. And so can reach out to the ecosystem.
Sure.
And then
always reach out to me, XDC, any member of the XDC network who's been a part of this journey. Would be happy to connect you with Jason. Great. So I know this is a very busy week. You have to do a lot of business. Obviously, you try to do a lot, get most out of your visit to Singapore. So I wouldn't, linger this for a longer time so that we can go back to doing our business. So last words, when do you go back to Hong Kong?
By the end of this month.
Oh, so you are here for a very long time?
Yeah, for a couple of hours.
Yeah. So this is like 18. So you're here till 18th. That's good. You have planned out all your meetings for this month then.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Well done. Great. And we all have to get back. I have to go back to the Token 2049 main event. I have to be there. We XDC have a booth there. Those of you are visiting Singapore, feel free to drop by our booth, Token 2049, and I'll be there. And most of my team members are also there. And yes, that brings us to the end of this podcast. Thank you so much, Jason, for your time.
Thank you for the invitation.
And for the viewers and listeners, thank you for tuning in. So basically, all these podcasts will be soon released. So stay tuned, and all the details, including the contact details of each of these founders, will be mentioned in the links as well. And for our forthcoming and current acceleration program, this is the link. You can find all the details about our acceleration programs and the future programs as well. And thank you for your time listening. Thank you for listening today. And have a great day if you're in Singapore. Keep partying besides networking and working as well. It's going to be really busy. And yeah, see you and have a great day. Bye bye.